Well, good morning. Look at us with an actual new laptop. And maybe there's too much stuff around me, so I'm going to move my microphone away a little bit. Hopefully for you, it's a lot clearer. For me, it sure is. Today, our focus is on surrendering, which for so many of us, that is often has a negative connotation, right? Surrender, you don't want to give up. But there are a lot of things in life that we cannot control and we will never, ever, ever be able to control. So I'm offering an opportunity during our practice today to keep our surrender sort of within your space and within this specific practice so you can feel what it feels like to simply experience the moment of the pose, the moment of the transition, the moment of the movement. We'll do everything pretty gently today. And so, coming to you straight from Salt and Sand Studios, it's Karen, and it is a Saturday morning, something like the 7th of June. And I'm super happy to be here with you. So, I recommend if you have something like a cushion or a blanket or a throw that you can fold so that you've got a nice rounded corner that is not more than a couple of inches, that you grab that. But that is not absolutely critical. You can also fold over your mat. It's magical. So if you about 2/3 of the way up, just tuck the mat and fold it over. We're going to start on our bellies, and you're going to place that fold just below your rib cage. And you can stack your hands if that works for you. Place your forehead on your hands. And then find a relaxing state for your legs. I like to spread them a little wider. And you can also do this, as I said, with a blanket or a cushion. This is a posture with the support of reducing anxiety, letting go. We're face down. We're very protected by the earth's gravity, by all of this, depending on where you are, maybe all this green, which we have in Vermont, around us. If you're more comfortable going to one cheek and removing your hands from under your head, you can do that. Just spread the elbows a little bit wider. Take a big breath in all the way from the toes to the top of the head. Two more. If you're resting on one side of your head or face, lift your head and turn it the other way. We're going to take a moment to do a little inventory of the body. Feeling the tops of the feet connected to the earth. Maybe the knees and the thighs. The bony hips and belly. Rib cage and chest. Elbows, maybe a little bit of your biceps. The forearms. Your wrists, the outlines of your hands, your fingertips. And depending on what part of your head you're on, the part of your head you're on. See if you can loosen the low back. Just focus on that. Maybe it's the knees and the quads softening. It's not stretching the low back. It's just loosening it. Now experience a super deep breath that brings the pelvis toward the mat and lengthens the low back. Let it go. If your head is to one side, you can either bring it to the center or the opposite side. And be careful of having the neck in the same posture for too long. Well, notice now the energy centers. Normally you don't do this facing down. Let's do a little experiment from the tips of the toes all the way to the very low pelvis where the hips and the legs meet. This is our ultimate connection with the earth, with the material world. This energy is an energy of stability and stableness, sturdiness. You might consider the color sort of a red that is of the earth red. Like almost like the red dirt of Arizona. I'm sure there are other places. Guiding our awareness and experience upward, what do you feel in the low pelvis? Sort of just below the navel, around the low sacrum. Anything you're experiencing, don't think about it, just notice. This is the energy center of reproduction, of productivity and creation. Its color is orange. It is, believe it or not, connected with water. Guide your awareness upward to right around the navel, up the torso, and all the way to the breastbone. Taking up the largest real estate here is actually the energy center, characterized by the color yellow. It is associated with self-confidence, decision-making, certainty. Aware that we have that much real estate, also become aware of what you are experiencing right now. Is there anything you're associating without using the thinking brain with this space? Associated with air. Then we continue that air association into the chest area, across the backs of the shoulders, for the scapula. The energy center of compassion, characterized by the color green, which is kind of cool, especially in the spring. I'm going to bring my forehead to the mat. This place of kindness, it's a place where compassion originates. It's like a gem, and it's a very bright, shiny gem when we are young. And it gets layers and layers of life stuff around it as we mature. And sometimes it falls away toward the end of life as well. Sometimes not. Not the gem, the obfuscations. But when we harken back to being a child of wonder, this green space of compassion, of openness, of empathy, true empathy, often versus the pity or sympathy we have for others, of true empathy, is that we can feel their pain.
their suffering without taking it in. We can respond to others' pain and suffering without taking it inside ourselves. We guide the awareness upward to the center of the throat. This is a light blue, a place of purity, of communication. And all of these energy centers gather up and meet at the center forehead. An indigo blue, your space of intuition. All your intuition comes from experiencing through those other energies, through all of your senses. Often what we call a gut feeling is actually feeding our intuition, or our intuition speaking to us. And then that, combined with everything below it, if you think about the human body as a bottom to top or a top to bottom, gathers together and supports the crown of the head, the crown chakra, a light purple consciousness, our ability to be aware and to observe ourselves. Go ahead and bend your knees. We're going to loosen up the low back a little bit more, and windshield wiper your legs left and right. Take your time. You might add a little ankle circle into that. It's hard to do simultaneously. Take your ankle circle in the other direction, but keep your legs moving. And now, with a tuck of the tail, we're going to find our way into child's pose. If you have folded up your mat, you can eliminate that. If you like, you can always use your blanket still underneath your chest, or a pillow under your belly and your head. But you definitely want your forehead connected to something. The breath rides up and down the spine and across left and right, or right and left, the low back. Oh, that feels good. Here's a good place to establish an intention for your practice. Perhaps even repeating it to yourself 3 times as you rock your head left and right. This is great not only for the low back, but it starts to feed into the chest, the underarms and shoulders. Stretching the arms, stretching the tops of the feet. Maybe your quads are getting a little action here. We're going to move further into the chest, the underarms, and the shoulders by placing the palms together with the pinky fingers on the ground and the thumbs toward the sky. Just feel that, experience that for a couple breaths. Notice where you feel it. Not good, not bad, not black, not white. Bend your elbows so your fingers come to the nape of your neck, or maybe between your shoulder blades. And if it feels okay, but only if it feels okay, one at a time, crawl your elbows forward while maintaining your sitting bones reaching for the heels. This moves into the armpits a bit deeper, the shoulders. I can actually feel it between my shoulder blades. Might be a little harsh, but I'm going to see if I can breathe into that and let go. So what it's all about here today, let go. Hands return to the mat. We crawl them backward, draw the knees together, and sit on our heels. Now, for some people, it can be very difficult to sit on their heels. Often the knees don't want to bend to that extent. You can always take a blanket or something
and put it behind your knees. If it's the kneecaps that are problematic, you can fold over your blanket. You can put your blanket on your knees, or you can fold over your mat for that. So here we are, sort of toward the back of the mat, sitting on our heels. Let's bring our palms to our thighs and close the eyes. I'm going to take the right ear to the right shoulder. Lift the chin parallel to the earth. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. I almost said left hair. Chin parallel to the earth. We take a look over the right shoulder. Loosen the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, chin front and center. Exhale, a look over the left shoulder. Drop the arms, loosen the shoulders. Inhale, chin forward. Exhale, chin to the chest. I'm going to take a little pendulum swing, very slowly, left and right, with the chin. And then if it feels like it can work for you, you can try it. And if it doesn't, you can pause. I'm going to take neck circles. What's funny about this is I often feel like I'm controlling this so much rather than surrendering to it. Nobody's head is going to fall off their neck, but you do want to be careful, especially as our bodies mature, or if we've had an injury, take it to the other side, other direction, to be aware. And if we're really focused on experiencing this movement, we'll know if it's working. We'll know if we need to soften things up. We'll know if we need to stop. Chin to the chest. Hands drop by your sides. Chin lifts parallel to the earth. Once again, we're going to take a look over the right shoulder. This time we're going to float the left arm high, keep the sitting bones where they are, and then stretch the torso so the fingertips are high. And see if you can reach either your bolster, blanket, or the floor. Keep your sitting bones where they are and take a tilt over to the right. Opening up the left hip all the way to the left pinky finger, without leaning more into one hip versus the other. We'll rise up, left arm high, and have the right arm meet it. Draw the arms into a cactus shape. Bring the hands behind us. You could always grab something like a t-shirt or a scarf or a belt and bring that behind you for space. And the knuckles draw down. Draw the pelvis a little forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Nice. We will release the hands. Take a look over the left shoulder. Lift the right arm high. Get tall, tall, tall. Lean a little bit into that left hand and take a tilt over to the left. Feeling the rib cage stretch. And once again, we lift up. This time, hands come to the heart. A seated Samasthihi. Close the eyes, return to your intention, and notice any body parts that are talking to you. If it's negative talk, that's okay. But see if you can turn it around and encourage that body part to loosen, to soften, to surrender. Take a few cats and cows, seated. You know how that goes, so I'm not going to over-guide you here. Just one time, breathing out, round the shoulders, scoop the belly in and the pelvis forward, drop your head, and inhale, your chest, your hips lift, your head comes back. We come into a neutral posture and make our way into tabletop. Given that we spent all that time on the tops of our feet, maybe you tap them against the ground. and find whatever motion or shape works for you. Just be sure to experience it. What feels like where? If you do anything asymmetrical, you're going to want to take it to the other side for an even Steven approach. And we'll take one moment or two to drop the backs of the hands to the ground near the knees. Fingers point toward the knees. And see if you can roll onto the backs of the hands with the inner elbows kind of smiling at each other. Palms now placed on the ground, fingers left and right, or pointing toward your knees, whatever works for you. And the heels of the hands draw down, opening up the inner arms and wrists. Nice. We'll come back to hands under the shoulders, fingers taking up a lot of real estate. Tuck the toes under and reach the sitting bones toward the heels. Stretch, 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 stretch. Returning to the tabletop, toes untuck. The right leg floats behind us. We square up the hips. We add a balance challenge, sweeping the left arm up by the ear. And just paying a lot of attention to my body, felt my back pop in a really lovely way. Navel in toward the spine, knee and elbow draw toward each other. We scoop them up, drop your head. Inhale, extend. Left arm to the left, right leg to the right. Whee! And then forward and back. Nice. Left hand comes down. We take a little peek over the left shoulder, sweep the right foot, the right leg across the left calf. So the foot comes as far away from the mat as possible. I'm going to run into the pole here. And then we're going to glide the front of the right hip toward the left heel. This is not a pigeon. You may come to your forearms, but you want a little roundedness to your back. Imagine like a sphinx, the hands are drawing the mat backward. If you're feeling like you have more to work with on the left glutes, tuck your right toes under, float the knee off the mat, reach your heel farther away. This is a really good posture to remind yourself to experience the whole thing, because we've got strength working in the arms and the upper back. We have stretch working in the glutes. And we have a little strength in the belly, a little activation, let's call it, in the belly. And if you have your knee floating, you might feel some stretch in the calf. We rise up, three-legged tabletop. This time the right leg sweeps over to the right and we place it down. You might kickstand your left foot outward to the left a little bit. We're going to crawl backward and come up on the left knee. That right leg, start with the left. Left hip over your left knee. Right foot parallel to the edge of the mat. Send lots of energy to the outer edge of that leg and then float the left arm high. Take your tilt. Your right hand might slide down to your calf. Where do you experience this? How are you experiencing it? Is it more of an opening in the inner thigh on the right leg, or is it more of an opening of the left hip and torso? Take a peek down at your right hand. Sweep your left hand toward it. Then the left hand comes across the front of the body, outside your left knee. Straighten your left shin if need be, and sweep your right arm over toward the left. Lift it up, rock star. Press the pelvis forward. Elevate the pelvis. Reach out. Really use that whole foot on the right side. You might take a half bind here if that feels good for you. opening up and twisting a bit more, keeping that belly active. We'll look down again at the left hand this time. The right hand joins it, and then it moves over and you find your way into your three-legged tabletop. Squaring up the hips, the right knee slowly draws above the right elbow, might tap, it might not. Extend it back out, and the knee returns to the mat. You might need a few little wiggle waggles. Listen to the body. Don't make a decision. Just do what comes to you. And we repeat on the other side. Left leg floats behind, heel is reaching away, hips square up. Right arm floats in front. Knee and elbow slowly come together underneath you. Scoop that belly in and the knee up. Inhale, extend. Right arm right. Left leg to the left. My pull is in the way. And they come front and back. Right hand down. Peek over the right shoulder. Left leg sweeps above the right calf. Top of the foot comes to the earth. And front of the left hip toward the right heel. Maybe forearms drive backward a little bit. Different on this side? Probably. Better or worse? No. What are you experiencing? Deeper stretch? Lighter stretch? Something you need to breathe more into? An opening that you didn't expect? Some of us might desire to tuck the left toes under and float the knee to get a bit more of a stretch as you reach the heel away from you. We'll draw back to the three-legged tabletop, left knee toward the left elbow. Straighten it out. Sweep the left leg to the left and place the foot down. Maybe a little kickstanding of the right leg as you walk backwards and kneel up. My foot is not behind the pole, it's actually in front. It's kind of hard to tell. All right. Right arm high. And tilt, stretch that whole right side of the body. Sending energy into the outer edge of the left foot, making sure the big toe mound is connected to the earth. Where do you feel this? Where can the breath aim to gain more merit, more benefit? Look down at the left hand, right hand comes toward it, sweeps across the front of the body, comes outside your right knee. Unkickstand your right leg if it's kickstand. Sweep the left hand toward the right. Pelvis comes forward. Left arm lifts. Rock star. Keep that pelvis moving forward. For some of us, that's the area of focus, of experience that we're working to make different. Half bind if you like it. Look down at the right hand, left hand follows the gaze. Left hand on the mat. Right hand on the mat. Left leg floats up. And then we swing it all the way around. Did we already do this on this side? I can't remember. And the front of the left hip toward the right heel. We did already do this on this side. Think about it or do it again. I honestly cannot recall. Yeah, we did. All right, we're going to come back out of this and full tabletop child's pose. Maybe Balasana 1.
It is time to move into vinyasa, which is, believe it or not, our peak pose today, because the idea was gentle. So coming back into tabletop, hands have moved forward an inch or two, toes tuck under. Gather the belly in, so you're kind of scooping the tailbone down, and then on an exhale, press into the feet. Use the belly, down dog, heels toward the mat. Direction, not a destination. You need to move around, feel free. Rise to the tiptoes, press the chest toward the thighs. Walk the hands back to the feet. Eventually the heels will draw down. You'll find Uttanasana, your forward fold. You might soften your knees, maybe find a bind. Loosen the neck and head. What shape might this posture remind you of? Where are you feeling stretch or tightness? Are there other sensations? Are there things hearkening back into your mind? All right, who uses hearken in a yoga class more than once? Right, use up halfway lift. Stay here for an extra breath. Shoulders toward the hips. Breathe out, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Arms will float wide and high overhead. Press the palms together. Tilt over to the right. And then drop the right hand. Maybe that tilt gets deeper. Wheel rise up. Hands press together. And tilt to the left. And drop the left hand. Perhaps your tilt deepens. Inhale, arms overhead. We're going to take a chair pose with the palms together. You don't have to go super deep. But I'd like you to feel the length in the belly and tuck the tailbone in a little bit. Not that it matters what I would like you to do. But as part of the practice, so you can feel the stretch in the heels, the ankles, and the calves. Rise up to the balls of the feet. Imagine you have something between your ankles that you're grabbing onto. Sink a little lower. And draw the heels down. Stay low. We'll interlace the fingers behind us once again. Draw the knuckles down. Collarbone sweep open left and right. Ah, I feel this actually in my throat. And then we'll take a fold. Hands drop by your sides and just swing. And on a slow movement of the arms forward, you will rise up to stand. Hands to your hips. Step the left foot forward one step. Maybe widen your stance a little. Roll around on your feet and feel all of the corners and edges of the feet. Go ahead and stick the fingertips right into the hip creases. We're going to hinge from the hips halfway down. If you like, you can keep hinging, maybe bringing your hands to your shin. Back leg straight. If you need to bend the front knee, feel free. If you've got blocks around or something, grab them if you'd like. I'm going to fold all the way down. Check in that the left thigh and hip are spinning outward and back. What are you experiencing here? Which sense comes to mind first? Are you feeling grounded? Are you feeling intuitive? Hands walk forward, so they're about 8 to 10 inches from your front foot. We're going to shift into that left leg and float the right leg as high as we can. Maybe move the left hand forward a little bit and open up the hips, right hip over the left. Straighten the leg, square up the hips, knee to nose, and step the right foot to meet the left. Move the hands back. Slowly float to stand. Arms will lift high overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart, Samasthiti. Hands return to your hips. This time the right foot steps 1 foot forward. 1 foot, 1 step. We might move it out to the right a little bit. Roll around on the feet. Feel all 4 corners. Steady equilibrium between the feet. Belly in and up. Fingers stick into the hip creases and we fold halfway down. Nice long spine. You're welcome to stay here. Come further down. Maybe hands to your shin. Head loosens. And if that feels okay, we feel the right thigh spinning outward and we press that hip back and come into our full forward fold for pyramid. Walk the hands forward 8 to 10 inches in front of the right foot. Maybe finger tops as you press that right hip back, float the left leg high. You might need to triangulate here with your right hand. Open up your left hip, stacking it over the right. Extend that leg again. Square up the hips. Maybe the left hand moves forward a little bit. The left knee comes to your nose. It steps down to the mat next to the right. And we drop into a chair pose, Utkatasana. This time on the east-west twist. Left hand forward, right hand behind you. See if you can keep the knees fairly even. Weight in both feet, belly drawing in rather than sending the tailbone out. We'll rise up, both arms high, and come back into the chair, twisting the other way. Rise up, exhale, forward fold. Step the left foot way to the back of the mat, as far back as you can. So we want to be sure that to start with, the right knee is above the right ankle. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? What is the experience here? Does it remind you of something else? Does it bring something to mind? Send your pelvis forward. Tap your back knee. Lift your back knee. Bring the right arm forward by your ear and then up overhead. Reach back into that back heel. Hand swings behind you by your hip and back down to the mat. Straighten your front leg. Keep that back foot as it is. Maybe walk your hands back and peel the big toe mound of the right foot off the mat. Foot comes down. One more time, we tap the back knee. And lift it up. And then we step forward, forward fold. Rise up to stand. Woo! I lost my head. Hands come behind your head. You can interlace the fingers. Get really tall. Press the back of the head upward and the elbows toward the back of your space. We'll twist again to the right.
Keep your hips as square as you can. Inhale front, twist to the left. Inhale front, drop your hands. Sweep them up overhead. Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Forward fold. Right foot way to the back of the mat. As far back as you can get it. Maybe make a little wider space. Setting yourself up for balance. Tap the back knee. Lift it. Bring your pelvis forward. Left arm floats forward by your ear and then up toward the sky. Left hand comes behind you and back to the mat. Extend your front leg. Peel the big toe, the blah, 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 the toes. Just go onto the heel. Front foot comes down, pelvis comes forward. Once more, we tap the back knee and lift. And tap the back knee and stay. I'm going to come back into the tabletop and then listen to the body for how many cat-cows you need or what else you might need. So you can see based on vinyasa, but not a typical vinyasa. We didn't actually do any vinyasa sequences, but we worked all the movement of the spines, all the movements of the spine. We stretched, we strengthened. You're going to come to your seat now. And we paid attention to what we were experiencing. So we have a few more minutes of that. We're going to start with, actually, let's come all the way onto the back and prepare for a bridge. Feet wider than your wide hips. Lift each shoulder blade one at a time. Bring it closer to the hip on the same side and then back down. If you have low back issues, scoot your feet a little forward. If you do not, you can bring your heels close to your bottom. Tilt your pelvis up so you can feel the mat on your low back. Inhale, knees forward, press the pelvis up, lift the mid-back, lift the heart, snuggle the shoulders toward each other underneath you, the shoulder blades. Lift the pelvis toward the sky. You may take any alternatives or additives, sprinkles on top that you might like. Tuck the tailbone, unwind the spine, one knuckle at a time down to the mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a moment to bring forward one or more of your senses. This time we'll keep that foremost as we move back into our final back bend of the bridge. Lower back on the ground, so pelvis is tilted. Knees up to help lift the pelvis. Tailbone to the sky. Shoulder blades scooch toward each other. And we breathe for 5. What senses is this igniting? How are you letting go? Where are you surrendering here? So obviously it's a posture that requires strength. All right, unzip. Feet as wide as your mat, knees touch. Maybe your arms flop out and we take a little movement left and right. I'm going to try a newish thing that I've been doing in practice. I don't know how easy it is to get the cues across while you are on video or while I'm on video. But we're going to go ahead and come to the left side of the body The arms are straight out from the shoulders so that the right palm is stacking on the left hand. Then the legs do sort of the same thing. So your legs are making an L, your arms are making an L. Overall, it's kind of like a human stable. So bring to mind a windmill, not the, well, I guess the new kinds, but I like to think of the old kinds. And very slowly, we're going to start to lift that right arm up toward the sky. The right leg will start to lift as well. And as your right leg gets toward the sky, your left leg begins to lift. And the legs stay apart. The back of the right hand comes to the ground. Very slowly, the right leg comes to the ground. And the left foot meets it. The left arm stays out. It's an amazing twist. And when you're ready, the left hand meets the right. So now you're in that sort of human stable shape, facing the other way. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm seeing these beautiful, like, you know that the soup that has the little pasta stars? Somehow that came to my mind, which is interesting. Okay. Left arm begins to reach toward the sky nice and slowly. Now the left foot starts to lift. As we start to move on to the back, the right leg lifts, so the legs are in a V. Left hand draws down, back of the left hand, then the left leg, then the right leg, right hand stays where it is. So you only had time for that one round. The right hand comes to meet the left. That might be something that you practice in the evening before bed or when you wake up. We're now going to come onto the back. Draw the soles of the feet to the mat. Shift your spine however you need to support yourself. Whew, that felt good. And one final movement or posture. Don't even think about it. Just let the body guide you to where you want to be. And the you is your physicality, not your brain. We'll meet together into our final posture for Shavasana, wherever you can remain for a few minutes. In the traditional approach, the palms face up, indicating reception and relaxation. And we'll come back to our body scan. The toes, the feet, heels, ankles, shins and calves, knees, thighs, hip creases, our grounding energy, our connection to the material world, a sort of adobe red, ground red, dirt red color. The pelvis up to the sacrum and below the belly, orange. Water, creation, production, reproduction. The navel all the way to the breastbone, yellow. Self-confidence, decision-making. Air. The chest up to the throat. Green, kindness, a gem. Also air. the throat, the light blue, communication, purification, sky. The forehead, dark blue, a purpley, inky, black blue, intuition, space. And the crown of the head, 1,000 petaled lotus, light purple, consciousness. Guide your awareness to any sensations in the body, anything the body is experiencing. And if you're experiencing thoughts in your brain, in your mind, go ahead and guide them, say thank you, and guide them out, and come back to the body, to the bodily experience. Big breath in. Full breath out. We'll find our way to a seat, maybe by drawing the knees in, rocking forward and backward, or perhaps by moving on to one side first. We are running a little bit late, so go ahead and place our hands at our heart for Om. Bring back to mind your intention. Acknowledge your experience in this practice. Let's honor it with an Om. Thank you for practicing for yourself, for me and with me, and for others. Namaste. And you could go back onto the internet or stay on YouTube and go find cheap tricks on surrender. But don't give yourself away. Have a great remainder of your day. It was good to be with you and practice with you. And I hope to see you next week. Thank you.